Alright, so good day. So today we are going to move on to another section about how we can keep our listening journals to improve our listening, speaking, writing, and also reading as well. So here we are going to take a close look at the steps about how we can keep a listening journal. All right. So this is the sample, the listening journal, as you can see here. All right. So in the very beginning here, you type listening journal here, and then you will tell me which date you do this one, and then there will be we are like grade 10, like 10th graders here, and then there will be your number. So if you forget what your number is, you can go and check here. So wait a second. So we still have some people coming. All right. So basically, later on, when we finish this class, you can go and check our classwork here on just for our Google Classroom here. And then you can check the classwork we have here, and you can view assignment. And for instruction here, I will tell you the steps here again already, and there will be the link for you to do the listening journal. And there will be the number you have for this course, like we have number from 1 to number 106. So when you hand in your assignment, please let me know who you are. So like this one, make sure you put your number. For example, my number, for example, like is 110, 110, and you say 110. If 7, and just write 7, and then your Chinese name to let me know who you are, all right? So firstly, you write down listening journal, the day you keep the journal here, and then your basic information like the number and also your Chinese name as well. And then you will pick out any episode you like to watch, all right? So for example, when you go to the website, so here I will give you the link to the website. So you go to the website we have here. And then you'll move on to the website we have here. So we have some listening skills practices here. And we have the levels from easy, intermediate to difficult. So you can choose anything you like based on your levels. So for example, if you think your English really good, probably you can start from intermediate to difficult. And you probably think you're still trying to kind of improve your English skills, especially for listening. Probably you can check one of the from the part of the section like easy here, all right? So probably you can check the one here. So today I'm going to do the practice for you, and we're going to do the practice together to see how you are going to keep a listening journal. So then probably you can go to the one from easy, right? So let's wait a moment. All right, so there will be different kinds of topic you can choose. So for example, today we're going to take a look at certain kind of things about like personal profile, which means your personal information, some data or some file about your personal information. All right, so it'll be personal information. So there will be the topic we're going to listen to today. So as you can see on my listening journal, so here I type easy, so which from the easy level, and there will be topic, there will be personal profile, all right? And first, before we start to listen to the episode we choose, I would like you to check the vocabulary we have here, just like the one in green color here, all right? So To start with the listening episode, first, please go check the vocabulary first, all right? So once you get into the topic we have here, you can check the listening script here first. So you can go to the listening script. So personal file here, right? And then you can scroll down and then here will be C listening script. And then please do not check the writing here. We just skip this one. We just check the part here, right? Vocabulary and sample sentences, all right? So here we have some key words that we are going to catch from the listening episode. So what you can do here for listening journal, as you can see on this side, I try to write down all the keywords here, all right? And please try to check the vocabulary, which means you are going to look up the words in the dictionary if you don't know what those words mean. So firstly, please write down all the keywords, all the vocabulary items we have here, and then look up the words in the dictionary. And also you can try to write down the English definition or Chinese definition as well. So it depends on you which one you like better. Then you can try to check the vocabulary we have here. All right. So after we look up the words in the dictionary and after we know all the words, then we can move on to our listening practice. So while we're doing the listening practice, you can try to take notes like this one, like the one I have in blue. So there'll be the one here in blue, right? So this is my listening notes. So while you are listening, you can try to write down some keywords, and usually you try to use some simple words to make your notes. I know you can take notes in a fast way or in a quick way, all right? So let's try to do this one together anyway. So after we check all the vocabulary we have here, then we'll move on to the listening episode. And also you can try to think about how you will pronounce each word. So now I would like to lead you all to read through all the keywords we have here. So you can try to repeat after me, all right? The first one, originally. 2, currently. 3, attend. 4, junior. 5, cashier. 6, grocery store. 7, handout. All right, so probably there'll be some of the keywords that you should know. And here are some explanation we have here. So like we had a word like originally. So originally, which means like in the beginning, all right? And currently, which means like now, right now. So originally, which means in the beginning. And currently, which means like right now, right? And attend, we mentioned this word before, which means you go to something, all right? So for example, I want to attend a school near my family. So attend, which means go to a school. Junior, there will be the student in the 3rd year, but this will feel for the college. So I will switch the slide here. So for the very first one, for the student in the 1st year or in the 1st grade, we call them freshmen. So right now, all of you are the freshmen. And then the 2nd year will be sophomore, all right? And then 3rd year will be junior, and the 4th year will be senior. That's for the college or for the university. In high school, we only have 3 years. So which means the one in the 1st grade will be freshman. The 2nd grade, which means like grade 11, there will be sophomore. The 3rd grade, which means grade 12 will be senior, all right? So there'll be freshman, sophomore, and senior in high school. For college, we have 4 years. So there will be freshman, sophomore, junior, and then senior. All right. So probably right now, all of you are freshmen. Next year, you'll become a sophomore. And then before your graduation, you will become a senior in our high school. All right. So there'll be a time. And then we can shift back to the vocab we had here. So another one, there will be major in. So when you major in something, which means you take some kind of study or field as your specialty. And for example, like when you go to college, probably you would like to major in math, you like to major in biology, or you like to major in like science, for example. So probably in high school, because in our school, basically we had two tracks, which means we had two groups for high school students. So probably the one will be like you would like to major in science, and another one that probably like to major in humanities. All right, so science and humanity, basically there will be two tracks. So if you are interested in something like biology, physics, chemistry, earth science, math, for example, you will choose to major in science. If you are interested in like history, geography, social studies, English, Chinese, for example, then probably you'll major in humanity, all right? So basically we have two tracks here in our school, all right? And for the next one, cashier will be the one who receive money at a store. So probably before you leave a restaurant or before you leave a store, you have to pay the money, right? So you have to give the money to the cashier. And grocery store, which means the store that will sell different kinds of things, a bit like supermarket in some places. So there'll be grocery store. And then we have hangout, which means you try to spend time with your friends. So for example, is that we usually hang out with friends after school. All right. So probably we can have someone to read through the key sentences we have here. So that has someone to read the sentences for us first. So I'll try to make this one bigger to help you see this one clearly. Anyway, so probably this one, let's call someone like yeah, it works now. So we'll start from this one. So let's have someone like should be Shen Hong. Would you read this one? My mom is originally from a small town in Texas.
我吗？
Yeah,
好，这句哦。
yeah.
好 My mom is originally from a small town in Texas.
All right, thank you, lovely. Then let's move on to the next sentence we have here. She is currently working as a servant at a restaurant. So let's have Yu Hui. Would you read this one for us? She is currently
working as a server at the restaurant.
all right. And the next one, Huan Ling. Would you read this one? Huan Ling. Not here. And probably I can call the name here. It would be much better, straightforward. So I'll call those who have not put their photos here anyway. Okay, that's all right. So let's have this one. Rational Ruby. Would you read a sentence? Okay, Rational Ruby. I want to attend a school.
I want to attend a school near my family.
All right, thank you, lovely. Oh, by the way, I would like to remind you, like, if you have not uploaded your photos, please do so because otherwise I don't know who you are. So make sure you upload your photos after the class today, all right? Otherwise, I don't know who you are anyway. And next one, let's have Jia Yo. Would you read the next one? Junior. He is only a junior.
He is only a junior, so he has another year to graduate.
All right, lovely. Next one, that's Yi Hong. Major in I am thinking. Can you hear your voice?
I'm thinking about majoring in restaurant and hotel management.
All right, lovely. Thank you. Let's move on to the next one. Ray Yu, Kathy. Ray Yu. Not here. And then move on to the next one. Chen Yi. Chen Yi. Then how about Bo Ying? All right, it's all right. Bo Ying. Not here. And how about Yu An? Yu An, Yu An.
He got a job as a cashier at a restaurant.
All right, lovely. Thank you. And next one, Jun Feng, right? Jun Feng, grocery store. Jun Feng, Jun Feng. No. And let's move on to another one. Let's have this one, Joyce from our school, Joyce. So would you read this one? My brother.
My brother works full-time as the manager of a grocery store.
All right, lovely. Thank you. And move on to the next one. Let's have joyful Joseph. Okay, Joseph here. Joseph. We usually Joseph.
We usually hang out with friends after school.
All right, thank you. So lovely. So after we check all the vocabulary and then we'll move on to the next step. We'll try to get into listening practice and try to take notes. All right? So probably you can also take out a piece of paper and try to note down some key information you listen from the episode. All right? So now we'll move on to the listening practice we have here. But before we start our listening practice, because you would like to know what might be the key point you are going to note down, you are going to write down. So for listening practice, basically, before we start, we'll try to take a look at the questions first, and then we can pay attention to the things we had to listen to carefully. So like the very first one, what is the man's name? So we have to pay attention to the name here. And where was the man born? So we have to pay attention to the place. And then which sentence best describe his university studies? So you have to pay attention to what he learned, okay, what he learns in college or in university. So it's about Spanish or third-year student or enjoy his student studies or major in Spanish. So you can take a look here. And then where does the man work? So he works in a restaurant, a grocery store, a bookstore, or what is one thing the man likes to do in his free time? So it'd be like jogging, reading, or camping, right? So you can think about all these questions carefully. And then we are going to listen to this episode together. So you can try to take notes while listening to that.
Hi, my name's Greg, and I'm originally from Denver, Colorado, but my family moved to Arizona when I was about 3, so I grew up there. I graduated from high school about 3 years ago, and I'm currently attending a university in my city. I'm a junior, and I'm majoring in economics with a minor in Spanish. I also work part-time as a cashier at a grocery store. Life is really busy, but I enjoy hiking, reading, and hanging out with friends in my free time. When I graduate, I want to work for a company in this area.
All right, so if you think you would like to listen to it one more time, please raise your hand. All right, so probably I'll play this one again. So please listen to this one carefully. So we can go back to the questions we have here. Like the first question, what is his name? And where was the man born? Okay, and which sentence will best describe his university studies? So Spanish, or enjoying studies, or a third-year student. Then where does the man work? It should be a restaurant, a grocery store, a bookstore. And then which one thing will the man likes to do in his free time? Okay, so you pay attention to these 3, all right? So it's about jogging, reading, or camping, all right? So let's listen to this one again.
Hi, my name's Greg, and I'm originally from Denver, Colorado, but my family moved to Arizona when I was about 3, so I grew up there. I graduated from high school about 3 years ago, and I'm currently attending a university in my city. I'm a junior, and I'm majoring in economics with a minor in Spanish. I also work part-time as a cashier at a grocery store. Life is really busy, but I enjoy hiking, reading, and hanging out with friends in my free time. When I graduate, I want to work for a company in this area.
All right, so that's roughly about this one. And then after you listen to the episodes, and then you can move on to the questions we have here, all right? So for the very first one, what is the man's name? So what is his name? So please type your answer. 1, Greg. 2, Gary. 3, Greg. It should be Greg, Gary, or Craig. Which one? So please type your answer. Yeah, probably should be Greg, right? Let's pick up this one. All right, so it's correct, and you get correct, right? And then so, hi, my name's Greg, and I'm originally from Denver, Colorado. So for this one, the answer is quite straightforward. It should be 1, 2, or 3. Kansas, Colorado, or Arizona. Yeah, probably should be 2, right? Colorado. Then which sentence best describe his university study? It should be 1, 2, or 3. He's majoring in Spanish. 2, he really enjoys his studies. 3, he is a third-year student. He really enjoyed his studies. Really? So probably can show this one. Wrong. So as you can see, like because I didn't, you probably didn't hear any words about like love, like, or enjoy, right? So probably that would not be the answer. And we know he's majoring in economics, and Spanish will be his minor. So the word minor, which will be something, will be minor, this word. So I'll add the word here. So you can use minor as a verb, and also minor as an adjective. So which means he also learned Spanish, but that is not his major. There will be something, the second one. So there will be like a minor. And we know he says, yeah, that's right. Let me introduce you to her. I just know 2 will hit off, and you are both so outgoing and adventurous. But basically here, if you still remember in the beginning, he mentioned that like something like he is a junior, so they'll be like a third year student, all right? So that's why we think that's one will be like third year student, and we'll check the listening script later. But for this one, where does the man work? Can you tell? It should be one a restaurant, two a grocery store, or bookstore. Yeah, it should be a grocery store, right? I also work part-time as a cashier at a grocery store. Then the last one, what is one thing the man likes to do in his free time? Jogging, reading, or camping? A lot of people type two. Yeah, so I enjoy hiking, reading, and hanging out with my friends. And so here they will show your score, like this one will be 4 out of 5. And then you'll try to write down your final score here, like this one. So there'll be 4 out of 5, all right? Okay, then after you finish the listening exercise, you can go back to check the listening notes, all right? So for example, the very first time I use here will be the blue pen. And after I check the notes, probably I will find out something new or something I kind of make a mistake. Then I'll try to correct that using another pen like this one, like the one in red color. So after you check your questions and you answer all the questions, and then you can go back to check your listening notes. And then in this case, there'll be something like this. All right, so you'll move forward to the listening script we have here. Here it says C listening script, all right? So probably you'll check the lesson script here. It says, hi, my name is Greg, and I'm originally from Denver, Colorado. And then I grew up there. I graduated from high school about 3 years ago. I'm currently attending university in my city. I'm a junior, so that's why that explains that question. Like I'm a third year student, and I'm majoring economics with a minor in Spanish. And here we can also use minor as a noun. So for the word minor, you can use this as a verb, a noun, and also an adjective. All right. And I also work part-time as a cashier at a grocery store. And my life is really busy, but I enjoy hiking, reading, and hanging out with friends in my free time. So when I graduate, I would like to work for a company in this area, all right? So after you check your listening script, all right, then you can go back to correct your notes, and you can use another color, just like the one I use here in red. So I use the red color to kind of to show which part probably I kind of get it mixed, and I would like to put it back here to make my listening notes more complete, all right? And after you check your listening notes, then you will try to copy the mix-up sentence or the idioms. So basically, for some lesson episodes, as you can see here, this one will back to listening activity, all right? Again, wait a second. So here we will have idioms here, right? So you can try to write down the key idioms we have here, all right? And then you try to also, so you write down the idioms we have here, also the Chinese definition or English definition, and then please copy the sentences of the idioms. So usually it will be 2 idioms and 2 sentences, all right? So there will be the end of the listening journal, all right? And for this one, on your listening journal, how many sentences are you going to copy? Please type your answer. How many sentences are you going to copy for your listening journal? Yeah, should be 2 sentences, right? And from 2 different idioms. So you will just copy the sentence from idioms here, right? So idioms, all right? And then the sentences we have here, all right? So that's roughly will be the things you are going to do for your listening journal. So you can just pick up any topics you like for your listening. So here, for this one, so for listening journal, week 1, we have here, basically, in this summer course, you are advised to finish each learning task for the purpose of improving your 4 skills, and including listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And besides watching the news episode on weekdays, please also upload 2 photos of your 2 listening journals by the end of this week. So in other words, you are going to do 2 listening journals in a week. And then what will be the thing you have to do? Just like the one I show you the sample here, I also put a sample here, all right? So basically, firstly, you have to tell which episode you choose at which level, and then check the vocabulary, and then take notes and finish the exercise, and then check your notes again using another pen, and then copy the sentences or idioms, all right, or idioms, right? And there will be the link to the website. Okay, so there will be the one for listening journal. So I put the sample right here, all right, and also your class and name here. Number here, all right. So then I will know who you are. Anyway, so there will be the things we have here. All right. So far so good. Do you have any questions for this one? Then if not, can you tell me how many listening journals are you going to keep each week? How many? All right, so right, it should be 2 listening journals a week, all right? And how many idioms are you going to note down? Yeah, it should be 2, right? So if you have no more questions, probably we can stop here a little bit.